Welcome to a very special episode of Strong Sense of Place. Today we are going to tell you about something that honestly we have been counting down to since last October.
It's true. We're going back to Trevor Hall.
Yeah! In November, we are once again taking over a manor house in Wales for a reader's weekend, and you are cordially invited.
Now, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, last year, we hosted our very first reader's weekend. We took over a beautiful Georgian manor on the border of Wales, filled it with bookish people from all over, and spent a long weekend together eating incredible food, talking about books, going on walks, and pretty much living out our country house fantasy.
Yeah, and it went well.
It went really well. I'm going to share a few things that our guest said because I used to be an advertising copywriter, and I could not have written copy this good. Kate said, "Better even than I expected. I didn't realize how much meeting the others would affect me."
Pam said, and this might be my favorite, "I almost said exceeds expectations, but then I remembered the Hogwarts grading system, and so I am going with outstanding."
Louise said, "It was kind of life-changing in ways I'm still discovering."
And Colleen said, "It's just a unique experience that you can't find anywhere else." 23 guests filled out our survey, and they gave the weekend a 9.92 out of 10. 100% said they would recommend it to a friend.
100% also rated the food outstanding, which I have to admit is very relevant to my interests.
And also, yeah, the food was outstanding. We'll talk more about that in a second.
So, we're doing it again. Same wonderful house, same spirit, but we've been tinkering because we're Mel and Dave and we cannot leave well enough alone. Actually, we listened to everything our guests told us and we added some things and changed a couple of things to make it even better.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from last year, but I think this is the best version yet. So let's walk through it. Like last year, we're starting in Manchester, England, and then heading out to Trevor Hall in Llangollen, North Wales. Unlike last year, we have added an extra night. This is now a 5-day, 4-night trip. You arrive on Thursday and leave on Monday.
And like last year, we're running the weekend twice, back to back. So there are 2 weekends with 2 completely different groups of people.
Right. Weekend 1 starts Thursday, November 5th and runs through Monday, November 9th. Weekend 2 starts Thursday, November 12th and runs through Monday, the 16th.
For anybody who's hearing November and is like, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is late this year. It's not until November 26th.
Each weekend has roughly 19 spots, so about 38 people across the 2 weekends, and that is it. Let's start at the beginning. Thursday. You arrive in Manchester. Getting to Manchester shouldn't be too hard. It is the 3rd largest city in the UK, and it has a popular international airport. If you're coming from the US, there are direct flights from at least 10 cities.
In Manchester, we're staying at the Treehouse Hotel, which is a cute little boutique hotel in the city center.
Check in whenever you'd like after 3 o'clock. Take a breath. We've gotten everyone suites, so the room is a little larger than your standard European hotel room. Freshen up, and then at 6, we meet in the lobby and walk 10 minutes to one of the most special places in Manchester.
The Portico Library. Now is probably a good time to mention for people who don't know this, Manchester is a UNESCO City of Literature, so it is a super bookish town. We're going to the Portico Library, but there are a handful of other historical libraries, dozens of bookstores. It is a real mecca for people who love to read.
So we're headed to the Portico. The Portico is a gorgeous independent library that's been around since 1806. It was founded as a gentleman's subscription library, and its members have included people like John Dalton, he was a groundbreaking scientist, and Elizabeth Gaskell, whom we'll get back to. We have the place to ourselves for the evening.
Which is so exciting. Do you think I could accidentally get locked in?
We can look into it. They are going to give us a tour. They're going to tell us about the library's history, and they're going to show us some of their early books. There will be drinks, beer and wine, and something non-alcoholic, and snacks.
And that's where we're going to do our book exchange. If you were at last year's event, you know this is a really nice way to get to know people. You learn a lot about someone from the books that they love and want to stick into your hands. For people who are joining us on this trip, more details about the book exchange will come in August.
So that's Thursday evening. You're in a beautiful old library, you got a drink in your hand, and you're swapping books with interesting people. I think that's a strong start.
Friday morning, again, relevant to my interests, we have a group breakfast at the hotel, full English. You got to start the day with a full English.
Right. Then around 10, we load onto the coach and we head to the Elizabeth Gaskell House. For those who were here last year, you'll remember this. It's a Victorian-era villa that belonged to a famous author. We'll see her charming house. We'll talk about her works. Last year, we had a bonus book club where we read one of her books before we went. I expect that'll happen again.
And then there's tea and cake.
Yeah.
After we look around Elizabeth Gaskell's house, we go to their little tea room and have really shockingly delicious cake and tea.
For most people, visiting the Gaskell house on a Friday would be a mistake because the house is closed on Fridays, but they're going to open it just for us. And it's back on the coach to Trevor Hall, and that ride takes about an hour and a half.
We arrive at the house mid-afternoon, and then Dave and I do a guided tour of the 3 stories of the house. If you haven't seen the photos from last year's announcement, it's extraordinary. It's a 10-bedroom Georgian mansion that's been lovingly restored by its owners. It's elegant, but it's not stuffy. Last year, Dave described it as Tim Burton meets Jane Eyre, and that is exactly it.
Then cocktails and canapes. Our caterers, the Yap family, are back. They were a huge hit last year. Locally sourced ingredients, Welsh specialties, and Chris's homemade gin fizz. I don't want to oversell Chris, but I will say that he's quickly becoming one of my favorite people in the world.
I think everybody was a little smitten with Chris last year.
Yeah, it's
everyone.
Easy to have a crush on Chris. And then dinner at the long table with everyone together. If you're curious about the particulars, we will have menus online. After dinner, there's a movie night.
Pajama movie night.
Yeah. We'll pick the film together ahead of time. The house has a gorgeous drawing room that's perfect for it. It's optional, of course. You might prefer the billiard room or a walk in the gardens or your own company and a good book. You are a lord or lady of the manor and you can do as you please.
I really enjoyed movie night last year, but I also went for a moonlit walk around the lily pond, kind of looking for a dead body floating in the pond.
I don't know if you want to.
I don't want to use the word disappointed about not finding one. I had mixed emotions. Let's just put it that way.
All right. That brings us to Saturday morning. Saturday morning, there's an optional early bird nature walk with us through the hills.
We're going to the Pontcasilta Aqueduct. It's amazing, and it's right there by Trevor Hall. It literally looks like a river in the sky. It's one of the highest aqueducts in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
And you can walk right on top of it.
You can. It's very thrilling.
Beautiful view of the valley there. And it's about a half hour from the house.
Which is also a lovely walk along a canal and through horse pastures.
I want to mention something before we go too far. That walk, like everything else, is optional. Mel and I are both strong introverts who can pass when we have to. We want this weekend to be comfortable for people on both sides of that spectrum. There will always be a quiet place in the house that's not your room, and all activities are optional always, except maybe the bus from Manchester to Trevor Hall. Stephen, one of our guests last year, said, as a natural introvert, I was expecting a weekend with many people to be a lot, but everyone was so warm and welcoming. It was wonderful.
After the walk, there's a big hot breakfast. Then we have book club. We will choose the book together during the summer over our Zoom, and then we will talk about it at the house. Last year's book club was one of the highlights. Pam called it the best book club I have ever attended.
Then, afternoon tea, a proper tea with finger sandwiches and scones and little cakes, which was also a huge hit last year.
There will be a picture of tea from last year's Trevor Hall meetup on the website so you can see how beautiful the table looks when it's set for tea. Then afterwards, this is new this year, we've brought in a tarot card reader. Her name is Karina, and she'll be doing private readings during the afternoon. It's a long-standing tradition in the Manor House to bring entertainment to you. So we're just giving a little wink and nod to that tradition with Karina.
And the Victorians were big on spiritualism.
They sure were.
Yeah. And then dinner, again, at the long table.
Saturday night dinner is pretty special. It's a 6-course meal. Chris, the chef, comes out between each course and tells us exactly what we're eating and a little story about where the ingredients came from. Last year, there were lots of spontaneous toasts and planned toasts. It's all very cozy.
And then Saturday night entertainment. Mel and I are going to tell you a story. We're going to get everybody into the music room and we're going to talk about the ladies of Llangollen. Now, the ladies of Llangollen sound like a legend, but they are not. And it's important that you know about them because the next day we're going to their house. More on that in just a second.
Sunday morning is going to be a little chill. And this is all new because we added another full day to our itinerary. We're calling it Llangollen Day.
Yeah. So last year, we spent all 4 days at Trevor Hall and in Manchester. This year, we're spending a day in the town itself. Trevor Hall is just outside Llangollen, which is one of the loveliest small towns in Wales. After a little bit of breakfast and a lazy morning,
where you can read your book, play parlor games, go for a walk, noodle on the piano in the music room.
After that, we're going to have a Sunday roast at the house.
A full traditional Sunday roast. If you're not familiar, that means prime rib of beef, Yorkshire pudding, roasted potatoes, some kind of veg because you have to eat some vegetables. Chris's menu also includes soup with ingredients from his garden and a cheddar cheese scone with salted Welsh butter. And then for dessert, a meringue stuffed with berries and lemon verbena sauce.
Looking forward to that right now. So after Sunday roast, we're going to head into town.
And we're going to the magical place called Plas Newydd.
Yeah. Plas Newydd was the home of the ladies of Llangollen, Lady Eleanor Butler and Sarah Ponsonby. They were 2 Irish women who eloped together in the late 18th century and set up a house in this little Welsh town.
I like to call them the Sapphic power couple.
Yes.
They're so cute.
They turned a modest stone cottage into a Gothic fantasy filled with carved oak and stained glass. Their home became famous, and they welcomed visitors like Wordsworth and Sir Walter Scott, the Duke of Wellington, Lord Byron, Shelley. You will be walking in some famous footsteps.
We visited Plas Newydd last year and learned that in their little handwritten diaries, there are references to Trevor Hall. It's a charming little house with a wonderful audio tour, and it was one of my favorite things that we did in our free time in Llangollen.
The house is normally closed in November, but the manager, Paul, is opening it, especially for us. We will have a private visit for about 90 minutes. After Plas Newydd, you'll have some time to explore Llangollen on your own, browse the shops, walk along the River Dee, have a wander, and then the pub.
I know you are very excited about this.
I am very excited about this.
Tell them about the pub.
Okay. So I had a vision for Sunday evening, and it went something like this. I wanted to put 23 people into a Welsh pub with a folk band just banging away. So that's what we're doing. We've hired the Wee Bag Band. You are listening to them now. They're a 5-piece. They specialize in Celtic bar tunes and dances. They have played all over the world, and they're coming to our local in Llangollen. There will be food and drinks at the pub, and the band will play 2 sets, and anyone from the town is welcome to come in and listen. So with any luck, it'll be a proper session.
In addition to our new friends from Trevor Hall, we'll make new friends in Llangollen.
Yeah.
Also, the bar is very welcoming to dogs, and I'm holding out hope that a dog will join us. One of the things that we were hoping but weren't 100% expecting is that everyone really would become friends on the Zooms leading up to the weekend and then throughout the weekend itself.
I feel like that was our not-so-secret mission. was to try to get...
But you never know if it's going to work.
Of course, because people.
Yeah. Two of our guests, Anna and Jay, said the fact that 17-ish strangers were able to get together and get along so well is exactly the magic that we all need right now.
I think Sunday night at the pub is an excellent place for that magic to happen. We will run our coach back and forth to Trevor Hall through the evening, so you can head back whenever you're ready. And then when you get home, because it'll feel like home by then, we might have a few parlor games for the night owls.
There are also always snacks in the kitchen, just in case you were wondering what you were going to do if you were peckish after being at the pub.
Yes.
Although we did forget to mention the buffet.
Yeah, there's going to be...
There's a pub grub buffet at the pub.
Yeah. And then that brings us to Monday.
Monday morning, we'll start the day with another optional nature walk, which goes along the Llangollen Canal and through some really beautiful parts of the hills. And then we'll have breakfast, which is a breakfast buddy bar. Buddies are sandwiches, and the breakfast bar includes eggs and bacon and sausage and HP sauce and bubble and squeak, all the things you need to make an amazing sandwich on this really thick cut bread that they put butter on. Oh, so good.
After breakfast, there's a little bit of time to enjoy the house some more, and then we'll take a photo to commemorate the weekend out on the lawn. And then, in the early afternoon, the coach is going to take you back to Manchester, either the airport or Piccadilly train station, as you wish.
If you're interested in extending your trip, Manchester is definitely worth exploring on its own. Trevor Hall is also a short train ride from London, Oxford, Haworth, where the Brontes grew up, the Lake District, Edinburgh. Everything is pretty close by.
And if you want to spend more time in Wales, the area around Llangollen is spectacular. There's hiking, there are castles, there's a 13th century abbey, there's the shore. You're about a 45-minute drive from Snowdonia, which is a beautiful national park. If you're traveling with somebody who might prefer a trip with some outdoor activity, there is all of that nearby. Okay, let's add all of that up. What are you getting? So there are 4 nights of accommodations, 1 at the Treehouse Hotel in Manchester, 3 at Trevor Hall. There's transportation between Manchester and the house and into Llangollen and back. There are meals from breakfast Friday to breakfast on Monday. There are drinks. There's entertainment. We're going to the Portico Library, the Gaskell House, Plas Newydd. There are tarot readings, the folk band at the pub, storytelling. We are taking care of tips. We're doing some photography. We're going to send you the book for the book club. We're running pre-trip Zoom events so everybody can know each other a little bit better before we get there. And we've got a couple of other surprises that we're not ready to share just yet.
Basically, the only thing that is not included in this trip is your flight to Manchester.
Yeah.
You get yourself there. We take care of the rest.
Yeah. So before we get to the price, there are a few things we want to be upfront about, because we want you to know exactly what you're signing up for.
First, the weather. This will be North Wales in November. It will probably rain.
Yeah.
It might be cold. On the upside, the leaves will be changing and the hills will be beautiful colors with mist drifting over them. But if you are someone who needs guaranteed sunshine for a good time, this is probably not your trip.
We think the moody weather is part of the charm. Manor House in autumn, rain on the windows, is the setting for a great novel. If we're lucky, we might get a proper storm.
Oh, I hope we get a proper storm. Okay, second thing, the bathrooms. Trevor Hall is a historic house. You will be sharing a bathroom. They are very nicely appointed. They have showers, they have tubs. We'll do our best to make the arrangements comfortable, but if sharing a bathroom is a deal breaker for you, we want you to know up front there are 10 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, so we are sharing.
Yep. Third, and this one's important, if you're sick, you can't come. This is a close quarters weekend. We are sharing meals and spaces and pretty much everything, and we need everyone to take care of each other. If you wake up on travel day with a cold or anything contagious, please stay home. We know that it is a hard ask when you've been looking forward to something for months. The good news is you can always transfer your ticket to somebody else, and we will help you find a taker.
We know that's kind of a tough policy and an unusual one, but our guests' health and comfort have to come first. We are 24 people living together in a house for the weekend, and we need to look out for each other.
Yeah.
We had this policy last year. Everybody contributed. It felt like a community, and it was actually really, really nice.
Okay, so how much does all of this cost? So we have 2 ticket types this year. There's a solo ticket and a duo ticket. A solo ticket, you might have figured this out already, is for one person. At Trevor Hall, you'll share a room with another solo ticket holder. Think of it as having a roommate for the weekend. Important note here, you will have your own bed.
Yes, we're not going to put you in a room with a roommate and make you share a bed. This is not a romance novel.
If you would prefer to be paired with a specific person, just let us know. In Manchester, every solo gets their own room. A duo ticket is for 2 people sharing a bed. This is mostly for couples, but it could be any 2 people who don't mind sharing. A duo ticket covers both guests. In Manchester, you'll have your own room as a pair. So you might be husband and wife, you might be a couple, you might be sisters. The duo ticket is for 2 people sharing a king bed, sharing a room. A solo ticket is $2,950. A duo ticket is twice that, $5,900.
If that's too much to pay at one time, we do have a payment plan. You can secure your place for $450 deposit for a solo ticket and $900 deposit for a duo. And then there will be monthly payments after that. All of the details for this are on our website.
Yeah. Now, this is more than it was last year. We know that. We have added an extra day. We've added the Portico Library evening, the pub night with a live band, the tarot readings, the trip to Place Neuve, and transportation into town. This is a bigger experience, and we have tried hard to make this worth every penny, and we think it is.
Let me remind you of the dates one more time. The first weekend is Thursday, November 5th through Monday, November 9th. Weekend 2 is Thursday, November 12th through Monday, November 16th. Each weekend has 19 spots available.
And last year we sold out in 8 minutes.
So don't dilly-dally if you think you would like to join us.
Tickets go on sale the week of March 16th. If you're listening to this the day we released it, that's next week. Here's how it works. On Thursday, the 19th, tickets are available to our top-level patrons. On Friday, the 20th, tickets are available for the rest of our patrons. And on Monday, tickets are available to everybody everywhere.
So let's clarify. Does that mean that you can jump the line if you sign up to be a patron today?
It does, yes. If you have questions or you want to share this with someone or you just want more details, we've got a page that's loaded with information. It's at strongsenseofplace.com/weekend.
If you want to be notified the minute the tickets go on sale, join our free Substack newsletter. You can get that at strongsenseofplace.com/sign-up.
We are happy to answer any questions at dave@strongsenseofplace.com or mel@strongsenseofplace.com.
Should we do all of that again? Slowly with meaning?
What about quickly as a reminder? More information at strongsenseofplace.com/weekend. Sign up for the newsletter at strongsenseofplace.com/signup and email us day or night, Dave or Mel at strongsenseofplace.com.
I'm on my email all the time, and I have a 0 inbox policy. So if you email me, you will hear back nearly immediately because I'm crazy like that.
That's a big offer.
It also happens to be true, Dave. So I guess that's everything.
Yeah.
That's the announcement.
That's it. We cannot wait to do this again. Last year changed us a little bit.
I left a big part of my heart in Wales.
Yeah.
And no shame, I was full on crying as we were driving down the driveway of Trevor Hall.
It was amazing to me because we went there because of Trevor Hall and we loved the way it looked. And we got there and Trevor Hall's in the middle of Wales. And we were like, what?
Do other people realize how magical Wales is? This place is amazing.
Especially northern Wales. That area is just beautiful, just lovely. Anyway, like I was saying, last year changed us a little bit. And based on what our guests said, it changed them too. Nicole said, if it's not entirely clear, I loved the Reader's Weekend. Can we do another one? And Nicole, we heard you. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you in Wales in November.